morning. How are you? How's everyone? You're watching the Tabletop Podcast. I am Bob Colbert, your host for the Tabletop Podcast. Today, what we're going to do is continue the theme. Last week, we talked about Ken Colbert, Alabama's new head coach, and today we're going to talk about University of Michigan's head coach who won the national championship this year. He has now taken the head coach job for the LA Chargers NFL team, so he's leaving University of Michigan. So thought we would continue in this theme of sports and talk about Jim Harbaugh. So I wanted to congratulate him for his new coaching position. So let's get started. So let me put who are we talking about? This is Jim Harbaugh, if you're not familiar with him. He has a brother, I think John Harbaugh, and I forget which team he's coach on. Dang it. Don't remember. So anyway, like I said, he just accepted the head coach position for the Los Angeles Chargers. So let's just go ahead and start out his personal information there. He was born in December 23, 1963. He's age 60 in Toledo, Ohio. Height 6 foot 3 inches, weight around 215 pounds. So he has played college and pro football, and so as well as coaching. So yeah. So I'll start with do a little reading. So his full name is James Joseph Harbaugh. Like I said, born December 23rd, 1963. He's an American football coach and former quarterback who is the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers of the National Football League. He previously served as the head coach for the University of Michigan from 2015 to 2023. The San Francisco 49ers from 2011 to 2014. Stanford University from 2007 2010, and the University of San Diego from 2004 to 2006. Harbaugh played college football at Michigan from 1983 to 1986, and he played in the National Football League for 14 seasons from 1987 to 2000, with his longest tenure, 1987 to 1993, as a player with the Chicago Bears. Harbaugh was, born in Toledo, Ohio. His father's named Jack Harbaugh. He was a football coach, and the family lived in Ohio, Kentucky, Iowa, Michigan, and California. He attended high school in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Palo Alto, California. When his father was an assistant coach at Michigan and Stanford, respectively, after graduation from high school in Palo Alto, California in 1982, Harbaugh returned to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and enrolled at the University of Michigan and played quarterback for the Wolverines, starting for 3 seasons. As a fifth-year senior in 1986, he led the Michigan Wolverines to the 1987 Rose Bowl and was a Heisman Trophy finalist, finishing 3rd place in that competition. The Chicago Bears then selected Harbaugh in the first round of the 1987 NFL draft. He played 14 years as a quarterback in the NFL with Chicago from 1987 to 1993, the Indianapolis Colts from 1994 to 1997, the Baltimore Ravens in 1998, and the San Diego Chargers in 1999 to 2000. He first became a regular starting quarterback in 1990 with Chicago. In 1995, with Indianapolis, he led the Colts to the AFC Championship game, was selected to the Pro Bowl, and was honored as an NFL Comeback Player of the Year. From 1994 to 2001, while he was still playing in the NFL, Harbaugh was an unpaid assistant coach at Western Kentucky University, where his father, Jack, was head coach. In 2002, he then returned to the NFL as the quarterbacks coach for the Oakland Raiders. Harbaugh returned to the college ranks in 2004 as the head coach of the University of San Diego. After leading San Diego to consecutive Pioneer League championships in 2005 and 2006, he then moved to Stanford in 2007, where he led the Cardinals to 2 bowl berths in 4 seasons, including a win in the 2011 Orange Bowl. Immediately after that, Harbaugh signed a 5-year deal as a head coach of the NFL San Francisco 49ers, where he then led the team to the NFC Championship game in each of his first 3 seasons, after the franchise missed the playoffs for 8 consecutive seasons before then. He and his older brother, brother, Baltimore Ravens coach, John Harbaugh, became the first pair of brothers to serve as head coaches in NFL history. Their teams played in the Thanksgiving Classic game in 2011, and in the Super Bowl, I guess this is 27. I'm not very good on Roman numerals. I know I should be. At the end of the 2012 season, Harbaugh accepted a job as the head coach for the University of Michigan Wolverines in 2015. Harbaugh led the team to berths in the college football playoffs 2021-2022 season and the 2022-23 season, eventually winning the college football playoff championship in 2024, fresh off of the national championship win. He then left Michigan to return to the NFL, signing a 5-year contract to become the head coach of the now Los Angeles Chargers. All right, a little bit on his early life. He was born in Toledo, Ohio, again, on December 23rd, 1963. Harbaugh is the son of Jacqueline M., or Jackie, and Jack Harbaugh. His mother is of half Sicilian and half Polish ancestry, and his father is of Irish and German ancestry. Wow, that's a lot. Both Jim and his brother John were born in Toledo, while his father was an assistant football coach at nearby Perrysburg High School in Perrysburg. I guess that's Ohio. During Harbaugh's childhood, the family moved frequently, and he's still moving frequently, as his father held assistant coaching positions at Morehead State in 1967, Bowling Green, I assume that's Bowling Green, Kentucky, 1967-70, in Iowa, 1971, 1973, Michigan, 1973 to 1979, then Stanford at 1980 to 81, and Western Michigan in 1982 to 1986. Harbaugh played for the Junior League Ann Arbor Packers and then for the Tappan Junior High before moving on to Pioneer High School. When his father became the defensive coordinator at Stanford, he transferred to Palo Alto High School, graduating in 1982. Harbaugh holds a Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in communications from the University of Michigan in 1986. Wow. So, and there's a picture of him right there as the Michigan head coach. So let me take that off. We'll just, oops. So, yeah, I believe I already cited all of those. Let me just double check. All right. Okay, so here are some of the career NFL statistics that is credited to Harbaugh. Passing attempts, 3,918. Passing completions as quarterback position, 2,305. Passing completion percentage was 58.8%. That's pretty good. 60% is pretty good. Touchdown, interception, 129 touchdowns. I guess that's 117 interceptions. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure or about that part. Passing yards was 26,288. Passer rating was 77.6. His head coaching record in the NFL regular season was 44 wins, 19 losses, and 1 tie. That's a .695 record. In the NCAA college, 128 wins, 45 losses for a .74 rating. In the postseason, NFL, he has a 5-3 record, 5 wins, 3 losses, .625. In the college ranks, the NCAA, he's on the loss side. He's won 6, lost 7, .462 in the postseason. Career, NFL, 49 wins, 22 losses, 1 tie, .688 record. In the NCAA, 133 wins, 52 losses, .719 record. Wow. So we can definitely say he's a successful player. I believe I already did that. So he's a successful player as well as a successful coach, both in college ranks and pro NFL. All right. So let's take a look at pull this over and we'll listen to this. I credit ESPN on this. This is announcing that he's leaving Michigan for the LA Chargers. Catch you on the other side.
The NFL, when we're talking about coaching decisions.
Well, Kevin, moments ago, Jim Harbaugh is going to take the head coaching job with the Los Angeles Chargers. He's leaving Ann Arbor, Michigan, finally. He is going to the NFL. He is getting a deal done with the Chargers that they are in the process of finalizing. He will be the new head man in Los Angeles with Justin Herbert as his quarterback. He was scheduled to go to Atlanta on Thursday, but that trip will not happen right now. He's going to be coaching for the Los Angeles Chargers. They're in the process of getting that deal done right now with him being the new head coach. And you look back on all the things that he did at Michigan, an 89-25 record, a 40-3 record in the last 3 years, 3 straight Big Ten titles, the AP Coach of the Year, and of course, 2023 national champions. But Jim Harbaugh essentially is now headed out, and he's going to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. He was a man in demand, and clearly his time was going to come here. He had dabbled a couple of years ago with the Minnesota Vikings. He talked to the Denver Broncos last year, and now, ironically enough, he winds up in the AFC West coaching with the Chargers. This is something that the two sides have been working on throughout the course of today. The Chargers were trying to get this deal done before he would go to Atlanta to visit the Falcons, who also were interested. And now this leaves 4 other vacancies. And it leaves one in Atlanta, where the Falcons met today with Mike Vrabel, where they've met with Bill Belichick. But Michigan now has an opening. They have a gaping hole there with a man who had changed the culture there in Ann Arbor, got things turned around, beat Ohio State, took Michigan to the Final Four in 3 straight years, and now, after a national championship, is now going to be leaving Ann Arbor to take the job with the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh gets that done. Obviously, huge news that will have massive reverberations across the NFL world and across the college football world, Kevin. Huge story, massive ramifications. What do you got for me?
So when we talk about Michigan, Sharon Moore was the guy that came in and actually coached the games that Harbaugh missed, those 6 games for Michigan during this fantastic run for them last year, dealing with a ton of adversity. My question to you specifically is, why the Chargers for Harbaugh when you have so many other options and choices?
Well, I think here's the deal. Michigan had an offer on the table to make him the highest paid coach in college football. And Michigan, though, could not offer him the chance to win a Super Bowl. And really, that's ultimately it. He would have loved to have stayed at Michigan. Michigan would have loved to have had him. But the fact of the matter is, the Chargers give him the ability to compete for a Super Bowl. And I think that Jim Harbaugh clearly was interested in LA. He was interested in Atlanta. But the first visit was to Los Angeles, to the Chargers. And because of that, that gave them, I believe, an advantage. And Atlanta had carried on its business. There are many factors that appeal about the Chargers, and I think you start with Justin Herbert. Everywhere that Jim Harbaugh has been, Kevin, he has turned around that program. He was a quarterback in San Diego with the Chargers.
Yep.
He has gone on. He knows the ownership group. He knows the Spanos family, and he is a huge Justin Herbert fan. So when this opportunity was presented to him, it was a question of whether the two sides can come to a common ground in terms of the infrastructure within the organization, on a contract, on a deal, and all those elements came together today to where now he's going to become the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. And I think the Falcons would have been in play, and I think that was an opportunity that really appealed to him. But the Chargers stepped up today, this afternoon, just now, to make it such that he wouldn't leave LA and get on that plane to go to Atlanta. Thus, he becomes the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers.
And unfinished business in the NFL, because remember, before he took over the Michigan job, he was with the 49ers and he lost in the Super Bowl to his brother John. That team felt really good going into halftime, and they lose that game to the Ravens as the head coach of the 49ers. Shefty, really good stuff there. John Harbaugh, make that Jim Harbaugh. Very busy week for the Harbaughs. John's getting ready for the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl with his Ravens team, and brother Jim is now going to be the next head coach of the LA Chargers. Harbaugh becomes just the 5th coach in AP poll history to win a national title and not return with the team the following season. He's the first to do so since Tom Osborne retired after the 1997 title with Nebraska.
What you do, you want to me, but I can't let it go so easily until I see what it could be eternity or just a week. We know our chemistry is off the chain, it's perfect now, but will it change? This ain't a yes, this ain't a no. Just do your thing, we'll see how we go. Oh.